Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the Lady Beaverbrook Gym here in frosty Fredericton. I'm Bill Gibson, privileged to be once again on my perch in the pit, covering ACAA sports action. It's women's basketball kicking off the day, and the lone action in the ACAA today and for the remainder of the weekend as we head towards the end of first semester. Yes, it's the final games of first semester, went by very quickly. This one, the host Tommies, who sits second in the conference at 5-1, entertaining the UNBSJ Seawolves. Seawolves are in 6th with just the opposite record at 1-5. That record to me does not say just how far the Seawolves have come in the last little while. They were one bucket away from knocking off Holland College a couple weeks ago. Holland sits third in the conference at 5-2. But it is an extremely tough stretch of the schedule for the Seawolves. Second of 3 in a row versus the Tommies. They played last weekend, I'll tell you about that. Play them again out of the break, and then they go to Mount St. Vincent University for 2 in January. Tough stretch of 5 games for this Seawolves team. First, we're going to get the starters for the Seawolves. 9 is going to be Ava Sprague. We're going to see a lot of Sprague. She plays about 36 minutes a game. That's first in the conference. 11 is Lorena Preka. 12 is sister Laura Preka. 14, Ainsley Green. Green was the leading scorer in the conference until last weekend when the Tommies held Green scoreless. And number 20 is one of the tri-captains, Avery Allward. Allward, 6 foot forward out of St. Malachy's. Little different look to the Tommy starting lineup than we saw earlier in the year, at home at least. 7 is going to be Katie Vedito, one of the captains of the Tommies out of Charlottetown. 9 is Alyssa Jeffrey, another one of the captains out of Sussex. 11, Mackenzie Giesbrecht out of Medicine Hat in her second year, making her second straight start. 12 is Claudia Steves out of St. John's, Newfoundland. And 21, Charlie Connors. Time now for the anthem. Anthem in, just about set for tip. The officials for this one: Mr. Dan Wilton, Dave Gallagher, and Joel Everett. Being Mr. Gallagher as the crew chief in this one. They are the 3 in the black and gray jerseys, making sure all goes according to Hoyle and the official rules of basketball in this one. It'll be Vedito and Allward on the tap. Just about set to go. One thing to watch here, maybe early in this one, is the basket the Seawolves are shooting at. The mesh was changed before the Seawolves warm-up, and I saw the official down having a look at that partway through their warm-up. We'll see if that comes into play here today. I know the mesh probably a little bit tighter until we have a few more basketballs go through it, but it did seem to be reacting funny, a little stiff still maybe. Tipped out of bounds off the Tommies over to the Seawolves. Breakup for Preka on the inbounds. There is Sprague. Allward out high guarded by Vedito. Allward goes to the dribble. Miss rebounded by the Tommies. Allward looking for the steal. Going to have a Tommy sitting on the end line, out of bounds. Touching the ball, going to be Seawolves' ball. 14 on the shot clock. That's a long two. For SJ, I believe that was Laura Preka on that one. Benito can't answer. Ainsley Green on the board, tied up with Charlie Connors. Jump ball. Discussion here about who actually won the jump ball. Don't see our usual possession arrow down on the table for the Tommies. I was looking down there for that to see whose possession it would be, and I think we've gone looking for that now. Steves into the middle, scores two. Tied at 2. We've played a minute. Mentioned the Tommies' different look in the starting lineup than early in the season. Brianna Bartley down with a knee injury early in the game at Holland College. Oh, and there's a three banked in from Steves. And Paige LeBlanc didn't play last weekend at SJ, cleared to play today, but minutes will be limited, says Coach Connors. Seawolves without Jill Campbell and Callie Harris. Scratched, and Campbell, I'm told, in the waiting for surgery category. Up fine for him from Preka. That's a head for Steves, and Steves has got a quick 7. Tommies up 7-2. Thanks to 7 quick points from Steves. Tommy's leading scorer coming into this one is Claudia. Tied with Charlie Connors at 11.8 points per game. Little excuse me one-hander from Ava Sprague. Make it 7-4. Nice calm shot there from Ava. Sprague out of Fredericton and Fredericton High. There's another Fredericton High product. Former teammate Charlie Connors can't make that shot. Fights for the rebound with Ainsley Green, and it's out off of Connors and the Tommies. Pressure here from Stu. Inbounded for Sprague. Sprague's had a couple games in her career where she's played all 40. So much trust she has from Coach Gagnon. Good ball movement there. A little running one-hander. That's Lorena Preka. And jump ball this possession. That's Alyssa Sprague on the bottom of that. Pardon me, it's Alyssa Jeffrey on the bottom of that pile. He's bracked out, and there is Paige LeBlanc checking in. Preka left that short. Rebound for Vedito. Vedito, such an important player for the Tommies, can really play so many different positions. That versatility allows Coach Connors to swing the lineup in different directions and use Vedito to match up where needed. Takes the opening tip. Can handle the ball. Regan Kerr, Peyton Oshipko in for the Tommies, in for Steves and Jeffrey. There we've got the possession arrow, the orange, it's yellow. the yellow sign on the table. Green looking to get on the board from the line. Double miss from Green. Step back for LeBlanc. High arcer is nothing but nylon. 10-4 Tommies. Tell you about that game last week at SJ when you get a moment. There's Tommies working the steal. Oshipko picked off by Ava Sprague. Pass a little flat, I think, in the offensive end for the Tommies. And maybe picked up the dribble just a little too soon, did Oshipko. There's Green against Connors. Green looking for the power step. That one doesn't go. LeBlanc again for three. That one short. Regan Kerr on the rebound. Back to Paige LeBlanc. LeBlanc had one rim out that time. Great rebound and a good pass to the cutter from Kerr. Svedito now checking Sprague, and Sprague right to the bucket will shoot two. Foul will go on Vedito. Sprague coming into this one, 6.2 points, 3.5 boards, over 2.5 assists per game. Connors out, Michaela Hansen in for the Tommies. And it's Maddie Baker, number 7, checking in for the Seawolves. Marley Olton also wearing number 20 for the Tommies. Sprague on the line, good on the first. Sprague, a 75% shooter from the line this season. And no announcer's jinx on that one, makes the second. 10-6 Tommies. Olton and Kerr play a little catch in the backcourt. LeBlanc loses the handle. And Kerr was there. Gonna be a tough foul on Ava Sprague that time, hustling for a loose ball. Think you're okay with that one if you're the coach. First team foul on SJ, and of course the first on Sprague as well. Green with the knockaway. Ten on the shot clock as the Tommies inbound. Now 6. Oshipko for LeBlanc. LeBlanc's going to have to make something happen. Drives, no rim that time, but rebound already in the hands of Green. Green, 9.3 rebounds a game. Picks up one there. That's second in the conference with that rebounding average. You can bet Ainsley Green would dearly love to see that ball go through the bucket. They're not getting on the board last weekend, not I think we have an official warning there to the Tommies bench. Totally oblivious myself to whatever was going on there. Oh, nice look inside, and great finish by Olton. Beautiful pass from Oshipko, picks up the assist. It looked like backcourt, but the ball was not over. Green, another one that doesn't go through. Another good rebound by Kerr. Olton thought she had a seam, kicks outside. Hansen on the release for the smooth-looking three. Tommy's up 15-6. Hand it off for Green. And there's Kerr on the outside against Allward. Allward, big size advantage there. 3 to shoot. Allward launches a 3. That one doesn't go. That's a hit for LeBlanc on the run. LeBlanc can't get the lay in to go. It's going to stay Tommy's ball. Grace Crawford checks in. It will be for Paige LeBlanc. And Eden Searles in, as well as Brenna McKenzie for the Seawolves. That game last Saturday at SJ, that was the 29th, was STU 69, SJ 48. Laura Preka, 13 points. Lorena, 10. Claudia Steves, 16 points, 5 boards for the Tommies. And Charlie Connors, 14 points and 7. Alyssa Jeffrey adds 13 points. Tommies actually had more turnovers than the Seawolves. Pardon me, the Seawolves had more turnovers than the Tommies. Tommies had 30 points off those turnovers. STU +6 on 3-pointers made. Big difference in that contest. Carey called that time at 18-6 Tommies. Here comes Alyssa Jeffrey. In, it will be for Marley Olton. Claudia Steves back in for Peyton Oshipko. And Charlie Connors back in for, all kinds of changes here for STU. Let's just reset everybody. It's Crawford with Connors, Vidito, Steves, and Jeffrey for STU. I think we had 4 that they just kept coming. Connors to the bucket, draws a foul, will shoot 2. I think this will go on Searles, 22. Indeed it does. Sends Connors to the line. Charlie has mentioned 10.8 points per game, 6.4 boards, and a 72% free throw shooter. Second team ACAA All-Star last year for Charlie. Gets to the line a lot. Had 25 coming into this one. And it's timeout Seawolves here on Youth Jersey Day at the LB Gym. I'll wait till after the quarter to run down the first quarter stats. Coming into this one, STU averages 63 points a game, gives up only 48. Here we see with about 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter, Seawolves still sitting at 6. Seawolves, they score 59 points a game, give up 71. Shoot actually field goals at a higher percentage than Tommies, but they're last in the conference in 3-point field goal percentage, second in the free throw line. Generally look after the ball. Look at the turnovers. Seawolves only commit 18 a game. The Tommies commit 21. But the Tommies turn it over a lot on their opponents. Opponents' turnovers 28. There's another one there. Crawford picks that off, misses the short shot. That's when you got to pull the trigger on, though. That's a great look for Grace Crawford. Sprague. Nowhere to go. Hands off to Green. Searles back to Green. 3 to shoot. Green, nowhere to go. Pass to the corner. Shot out of my blind spot is up, no rim. McKenzie was there, but too late. Inbounded for Steves. Connors on the wing, goes to the dribble. Oh, Had a lane to the bucket, instead kicks out for Vizito for a long two. Connors might have been behind the backboard that time. That angle's tough to tell from me up here. And a good look to the outside. Picks up the assist on the Vizito two. And now it's Green with the toes in the tulips. Caught standing on the far sideline, and Ainsley Green looking for a little bit of a reset here. Last minute and a half. Kate Griffin, number 10, checks in for the Seawolves. Avery Allward back in as well. And Mackenzie Giesbrecht with the ball now in for Stu. Giesbrecht nowhere to go, back to Connors. 10 to shoot. Connors outside again, Vizito. Vizito on the drive, has a lane, scores 2 points. (24-6), more pressure from the Tommies. And this could be a time violation. It is. Seawolves can't get it over. 8 seconds. Steves again. Back iron that time, rebound. Preka, but it's Vizito on the steal back for Jeffrey. Tees up a three, that one back rimmed. Allward on the rebound and keep dribble. Mackenzie on the pickup. Preka launches, too strong. Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. That's Vizito missing the three. Connors wanted the tap on that one. But from the angle I had, it was fortunate that Connors didn't pick up a foul on that rebound. Steves with the steal with two. Long runner is no good. Into the first quarter, 24-6 in favor of the Tommies. In that quarter, it was Seawolves 6 points on 2 of 12 from the field. 0 of 3 beyond the arc, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. 10 turnovers already for the Seawolves. Talked about the Tommies forcing teams into that number. Tommies 24 points, 9 of 21 from the field, that's 43%. 4 of 9 beyond the arc, that's even better, that's 44%. And 2 of 2 from the line. Only 4 turnovers for Stu. Tommies 11 points off those 10 Seawolves turnovers. Rebounds 10-6 for Stu. Assists 7-1 Tommies. Steals 4-1 Tommies. Each team has 2 fouls. Individual stats. It's Sprague with 4 points. Laura Preka with 2. And that's it for the Seawolves. 2 rebounds. Laura Preka, Ainsley Green, and Avery Allward. 1 foul each, Searles and Ava Sprague. And 1 assist for Avery Allward. On the Tommy side, it's Claudia Steves. First 7 points of the game for the Tommies. And stays at 7. Vizito has 4 points, 3 rebounds. Regan Kerr, 5 rebounds, 3 points. Paige LeBlanc, 3 points. Michaela Hansen, 3 points. Olton and Connors, 2 each. 3 assists for Charlie Connors. And fouls to Steves and Kerr. Tommy's ball here to start this quarter. Jeffrey with Steves, Giesbrecht, Connors, and Vizito, the starting 5 for Stu. There's Giesbrecht with the catch. Power steps into the middle, blocked by Eden Searles. Searles with Griffin, Sprague, Reese Smith wearing number 23, and 12 is Laura Preka. Oh, good looking shot there from Avery Allward. I think that was Allward, who I might have called Eden Searles. I think I saw the 20 on Allward as 22. To shoot. Pass inside, Sprague. Tosses one up. And Steve just let that one go out of bounds. It is Youth Jersey Day. Get in free wearing your youth jersey. Tommy men are up next, and popcorn's going over there. Just got the aroma of popcorn drift across the gym. Stay here for halftime. Jump in your car, come on down if you're in the Fredericton area, catch the second half of this one, and stay for the men's game. Happy to have along wherever you're watching from. There's Griffin on the outside for Allward. The thing about Allward's game, when you look at the stats, is Allward does not get to the line as much as you would think for someone at 6 feet in this conference. Don't know that it's a shy away from contact situation and not get the call situation. But the free throw attempts, I was shocked when I went through the stats today that Allward had as few as were in the stat sheet, and I didn't write that number down for myself apparently. Shoots the ball well from the free throw line. They're running one-hander from Preka, goes in for the Seawolves. Tommy's yet to score in this quarter through 2.5 minutes. Giesbrecht fouled that time. And Reese Smith says yes, indeed. Kerr, LeBlanc, and Hansen in for the Tommies. And Ainsley Green, after about a 4-minute break here for the Seawolves, back in. Let's see if the Seawolves try to get Green out on a break, try a long pass or something on a rebound or a Tommy score to free up Green. Kerr chases her own miss and goes down, back up, no trouble there. Here's Sprague. Right to the bucket, underside of the rim. Regan Kerr, another rebound. Kerr, a rebounding machine here for the Tommies. 5, according to the stat sheet in that first quarter. That would be 6. Triple made by Jeffrey. Little sonic boom there. Shout out to the Dairy Town, one of my favorite towns in the province for sure. Out of bounds off the Tommies. And speaking of the Dairy Town, last action here in the ACAA. U Sports has already wrapped up. That means it's high school basketball season. Big tournament in Moncton this weekend. And a couple weekends away from the Rick Cotter Classic here in Fredericton. We'll be taking some of that in. That's 8 boys, 8 girls teams in the Rick Cotter. And various other tourneys around. Thunder Valley Classic, JV tourney at Leo Hayes. Things heat up here pretty quick on the high school front. Down low for Hansen, outside for Vedito. That's beyond the arc. Left just a little short. Kerr again on the rebound, gets tied up with Preka. That's Lorena. Here comes Oshipko back in for Jeffrey. Neither team lighting it on fire here scoring-wise this quarter. Lorena Preka picks up the dribble off for Ainsley Green, guarded by McKaylee Hansen. There, Green gets to the bucket and fouled. Ainsley Green another opportunity to get on the board. Green, fifth in the conference in scoring, and there's a point on the board for Green. To feel a little weight come off the shoulders there. The ball does still go in. 2 in a row. Nice clean looking second shot. Let's see if that lights Green up here a little bit for the Seawolves. Leaves second in rebounds as well for Green in the conference. Yes, fifth in points, second in rebounds. Another score for the Tommies. Preka loses the handle, but it's out off of Tommy. Shot just long. Benito fighting for the rebound. Knocked out, though, by Avery Allward. Benito, a long triple. Tommy's up 32-10. Spoke with both coaches before the game. The theme was actually relatively the same, although they've been fairly light schedule-wise, only about a third of the way through the schedule at this point at 6 games played. About halfway through the timeline. And both coaches saying, hey, we're ready for a break. Looks like that break might be coming a little early for the Seawolves here, down 22 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Just can't get much offense going against this Tommies team. Forcing them into the turnovers, and there's a turnover for the Tommies as Paige LeBlanc passes it over to, looks like that might be Raff over there working the table. Sprague, a move on Kerr. Rivals at the high school level. Another rebound for Kerr. Nice passing inside, and Connors finishes from Hansen, but that's Kerr. Started that with the board and the outlet. Forward pass, a little too strong. Maddie Baker checks in, timeout, Seawolves. Played nearly 16 minutes of basketball here, only have 10 on the board. Pretty calm in the huddle. Yeah, Avery Allward, less than one trip to the free throw line per game at only 4, has made all 4. He's 43rd in the conference. I know when I looked at the stats that had jumped out at me previously. So if you're the Seawolves fan, you'd like to see Allward get a little more opportunities from the free throw stripe. Hanson, a little too strong, rebound Green. Green doing good work on the boards. And does appear to have a little more spark after seeing those two free throws drop in a short time ago. Preka picks up the dribble, finds Green, guarded by Connors. High post for Allward. Allward. A little kiss off the window for two. Let's Shipko. Handling for the Tommies. Connors from about 18 feet. A little off the mark that time. Ahead for Sprague. Green. Passes to the corner, gets it back. Now for Sprague. Sprague again for Preka, 5 to shoot. And that one's a long two from Laura Preka. Kerr drives, pops. Left that a little long. LeBlanc chases the board. Kicks outside to Connors, 1 to shoot. Grace Cofford, Alyssa Jeffrey back in for Oshipko and Hanson. 2:39 to go here, first half. Connors pass off the bottom of the backboard. Ends up in the hands of Green. There's Green on the run. And that's knocked out of bounds by the Tommies. Green is a nightmare in the open court. Strong to the bucket. Saw that a lot at the Ken Gould. And I mean nightmare for the opposing teams. Allward. Kerr on the rebound, finds help. Tommies get it over, now numbers. Connors into traffic, draws the foul. Don't want to keep harping on this one, but you contrast those last two offensive possessions. It's a nice move inside by Avery Allward, but it's a shot going away from the bucket. And at the other end, it's Charlie Connors. Goes right at the rim, takes the contact, gets to the line to shoot two. Connors already been to the free throw line 20 plus times more than Allward coming into this game. That's 4 for 4 on the line from Charlie today. I'll have to check that at halftime. Sprague, back to Preka. And foul on Jeffrey. It's close to a travel there at half court. Close doesn't count. Forward. Drags the foot that time. Sprague with the tip, knocks it out of bounds. Tommy ball, 1:43 to go here in the half. And some pressure from the Seawolves. Crawford back as the outlet to help. Around for Crawford, Vidito. Giesbrecht. Tommy's keeping on the outside, 6 to shoot. Vidito spins off glass, and Vidito fouled. Will shoot 2. And that's going to go on 12. That's going to be the second foul on Laura Preka. Vidito with the make of the first. Pretty sure I saw the Viditos here earlier, pre-game, over from the island. Katie, 88% free throw shooter on the season. Leads the team in minutes at 27 a game. There's Green on the inside, will go to the line. Timeout Tommies. 1:15 to go here first half. They want to have a little chat. Thing I didn't mention off the top of this one, Tommy's ranked 9th in the nation in CCAA. 3 teams in the ACAA ranked. Mount St. Vincent, who's a perfect 7-0, are 4th, and they've been right around that 4th mark all season long. STU 9th, Holland is 13th. Holland a win last night at home over Crandall. And watching that one, it was Akiva Wilson-Brown down with an ankle injury, and I didn't see Brown return. I will admit I wasn't paying 100% attention to that game when it was on. Let's hope for Brown and the league's sake that that's nothing super serious. Tommies, after losing that opening game at home here to Mount St. Vincent, in one that I think shocked the Tommies a little bit. They didn't seem to be expecting that coming out of their preseason. They have reeled off 5 in a row, including 3 on the road at Mount A, at Holland, at SJ. In doing so, of course, a little banged up with the uncertainty around Bartley's diagnosis. Offensive board for the Seawolves. And that's going to send Laura Preka to the line. One's wide right. Rebound for the Tommies. Vidito back out for Crawford, who finds a seam. 3 to shoot. Outside Steves has to launch one. It does find rim, rebound. Scooped up by Allward. There's Maddie Baker. Back for Allward. Jeffrey on the reach in. 8 seconds on the shot clock. There's Sprague on a cut. Down low for Green. Green, good matchup there. Didn't get a great shot away against Crawford. That's good defense by the Tommies. And there's Crawford now on the offensive end. Little shuffle of the feet by Crawford on the pickup. That's the rookie Crawford catching up to the speed of the game here in the ACAA. Final 5 seconds. Preka on the drive, no foul. And that's going to be out of bounds. But it won't matter, it's out over to the Tommies, and that will end the first half at 38-15. Take a 15-minute break. We'll come on back with the second half in 15 minutes. See you then. Good afternoon once again, fans. Welcome back to the LB Gym here in a frosty and frigid Fredericton. Last half of ACAA women's basketball in the conference before the end of first semester. She's just looking at the temperature, only registering as -8, feels like -10. It felt like -25 or something like that overnight and early this morning. So apparently it's warmed up since I've arrived. We'll enjoy that. Tommies are in their huddle. SJ is still in the locker room here talking things over. First half that sees them down 38-15. 24-6 first quarter, a 14-9 second quarter in favor of the Tommies. The Seawolves 15 points, 5 of 27 shooting. That's 18%. 0 of 5 beyond the arc, 5 of 10 from the line. Tommies 38 points, 13 of 35, 37%, 6 of 16 for 38% free throw shooting, 6 of 6 from the line. Turnovers, Seawolves already committed 15, the Tommies 7. Tommies 13 points off those Seawolf turnovers. Rebounds +4 for STU. Assists 10-8 for the Tommies. Steals 5-2. Bench points 11-0 for STU. Points in the paint 12-4. Individual stats first for SJ. Laura Preka, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 fouls. Davis Bragg 4 points. Ainsley Green, Avery Allward 2. Allward with 5 rebounds. And no other Seawolf with more than 1 foul. And for the Tommies, it's Katie Vedito, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Claudia Steves, those first 7 points of the game, still stuck there. A rebound to go with those. Connors, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Regan Kerr, 3 points. Let's got the Windex out doing some house cleaning here, getting ready for Christmas. 8 rebounds in the first half for Regan Kerr. Outstanding showing there. Jeffrey with 3 points, LeBlanc 3, Hansen 3, and Olton 2. We are in play here to start the second half. Tommy's ball. Giesbrecht with Connors, Steves, Vedito, and Jeffrey. Rebound taken away by the Seawolves. Allward with Green, Sprague, and a pair of Prekas. Strong take that time from Lorena, who will draw the foul. Lorena Preka out of Mississauga, second year at 5'6". Both Lorena and Laura, they average right around 8 points per game, between 3 and 4 rebounds, and between 1 and 2 assists. Pretty good match set for UNBSJ. Vedito puts up the shot, and that one, after a couple bounces, dropped through. Give Vedito now 13 on the contest. Green guarded way high by Vedito. And Vedito with the steal on the pass. There's Steve. Steve stops, blocked by Green inside. Steve's on the follow, no good. Green on the rebound. Green and Connors tied up. Pressure from the Tommies. Preka to Preka on the inbound. Floor to shoot for Allward. Off glass, no good. Rebound Laura Preka. Put back doesn't go. It's another Seawolves offensive board. And this is going to be a blocking foul on Claudia Steves. Maybe the third on Steves. Let's see if that goes up second on Steves. Green for Allward. Allward kicks outside, 1 to shoot. Back rim from Lorena Preka. Tommy's Jeffrey on the rebound for Steves. Connors down low for the cutting Vedito. Back for Connors beyond the arc. Connors tracks the own rebound. And there's a foul as Jeffrey drives. It's going to be on the floor, I believe. Non-shooting foul. This is Hansen and LeBlanc in for Steves and Giesbrecht. Cross-court pass for Connors. Loads up a three, and that one is good. Chance to get the feet set that time. Long pass ahead. There's Green in transition. Couldn't get that shot to drop. So dangerous when Ainsley Green gets out on the run. Nice cut from LeBlanc. Beautiful feed from Connors. And LeBlanc finishes off the window. Preka leaves it short, right into the hands of Jeffrey. Tommy's push it out for LeBlanc. LeBlanc scores against Allward. Offensive foul there as Connor stands in, takes the charge on Lorena Preka. Preka there didn't hit the brakes and she was shifting gears. It's a little Garth Brooks lyric. If you're wondering where that came from all of a sudden. Took me a second to realize where I got it to. Well, subs there for the Tommies. All reset. That's our first look at Nora Quinlan, number 15 today. Quinlan with Kerr, Hansen, Jeffrey, and LeBlanc. Allward on the drive and finish. And Maddie Baker, number 7, checks in for the Seawolves. Hansen kick, LeBlanc tees up a triple. Rain and threes here for Stu. Allward pass down low to Green. A lot of contact there, no call. You're the Seawolves, you're looking for a whistle on that one. You're the Tommies. You're pretty happy not to get one with that defense. Kerr crashing again, but that one's knocked out of bounds. Peyton Oshipko in for Alyssa Jeffrey. And Ainsley Green out. Eden Searles checks in. Long pass ahead, too high for Ava Sprague. Sprague's elevator doesn't go quite that high to get that one. Oh, nice move, Oshipko. Dances through some Seawolves and lays it in for two. Oshipko out of Pentallen, Nova Scotia. Listed in the program out of Fredericton, Bayview High School. Kerr, three, just off to the right. Rebound, Laura Preka for Ava Sprague. Sprague into the paint, now power step off glass. Needed just a little more push on the shot. And Oshipko being sent off, jewelry on. Saw that in the first half. A Seawolf was sent off because of the same situation. There goes a necklace that time for Oshipko. 8 seconds, that's good defense. There's Lisa Snow in number 3 for UNBSJ. Now Oshipko back in for Nora Quinlan. Hope my friends in Newfoundland are doing well. Well, you got this week's weather worse than we did. That report of 150 plus kilometer-hour winds. Haven't seen a real update today. Busy prepping for this one and not watching my usual excitement of the Weather Network. I do hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in if you are with us. And we get a foul there. Strong take from LeBlanc, draws contact. And that's going to be a foul on Lisa Snow. On the push, Tommy's inbounds on the baseline with 14 on the shot clock. Fresh 14, I think. Inbounded LeBlanc. Beyond the arc, and that one around the world and in. His turnover into the hands of Marley Olton. Hansen. Oshipko now for 3. Tommies can't miss beyond the arc in this quarter. Look forward to seeing what these stats are. That's at least 4 just in this quarter alone for the Tommies. Don't think I can see that on my phone, what the quarterly stats are. I have to check that. If you are looking to check any of that, ACAA.ca. Go to sports women's basketball schedule and scroll down the schedule, get live stats, and once it's done, box scores, and usually video links as well to the game, sometimes game recaps. Go Tommies.ca, and I believe it's howlwiththewolves.ca. Information on these two teams and these schools' athletic programs directly. Kerr, another rebound for LeBlanc. That time ripped away by Allward. Allward in the open court. Down, Searles back up top. Down low again, Allward. Fall away doesn't work. Kerr on the rebound ahead. Oshipko. Oshipko fouled by Maddie Baker. That aspect of Regan Kerr's game we haven't seen is attacking the glass. Has to be pushing 10 rebounds. Now with 8 at halftime. Ten exactly for Regan Kerr. I think we have one double-digit rebounder average at league level. So when you see a 10-rebound game, it is certainly something to talk about. Green, second in the league at 9.3. I believe it's Danielle Alexander out of Mount A leading the conference in rebounds at 10 plus. Olton, rebound, run out, stopped by Sprague. And Sprague on the sideline, touching the ball at the same time. That's going to be Stu Ball. Big quarter here for the Tommies. Maddie Baker on the take, draws a blocking foul. Second on Charlie Connors. Third on the Tommies this quarter. SJ already to 5, putting Stu in the bonus. Little discussion there. Coach Connors and Claudia Steves. I wonder if this is going to be something run for Claudia here coming out of that little exchange. Tommy's on the outside, Olton. Oshipko left that short, but Connors is there. Can't clean it up the first time. Second rebound for Avery Allward. That'll be one Charlie Connors would like to have back, I'm sure. Passed ahead. Tommy's caused the turnover into the hands of Steves for Vidito. Game's leading scorer, Katie Vidito at last check, but we've had a bunch of threes here, so that could change a little bit. Olton beyond the arc. Baker knocked to the ground by Connors. That'll be Connors' third. Connors maybe a little unfortunate there. Caught Baker a little off balance with that contact, and down went Baker. There's Snow into Connors, and offensive foul called on Lisa Snow. Kenzie Giesbrecht set to sub in. It will be for Charlie Connors here with 54 seconds. 53.9 to go in Q3. Tommy's up by a bunch, having a big quarter here. It's been raining the triples. Giesbrecht can't stick a fork in that one. It's over to the Tommies. Or pardon me, over to the Seawolves. Snow ahead for Allward. And there's Searles and Giesbrecht tied up on the rebound, and it'll be Searles who'll pick up the foul. That'll send Mackenzie Giesbrecht to the line to shoot the bonus situation. And looks like Alyssa Jeffrey set to check in for Peyton Oshipko. Good stretch of minutes there that time for Oshipko. A good look at the buckets and scores. I think it was contiguous here in this quarter anyway. Giesbrecht gets the first one to rattle through from the line. First make from the free throw line this season, that one for Giesbrecht. Hasn't been there a whole lot. Giesbrecht out of Medicine Hat. Sure folks in Medicine Hat won't like me complaining about cold weather. Tipped by Allward, but it's into the hands of the Tommies. Benito makes another triple. Tommy's up to 65, still 15 seconds left in this quarter. Sprague over for Baker. Snow, back to Baker, there's Sprague. 3 to shoot. The cutting Allward scores 2. And it's going to be 65-25 after 3 quarters. The Tommies up 40 on the Seawolves. Look here at the stats. That quarter, 27-10 for the Tommies. Seawolves, 25 points in the game on 8 of 40 shooting. That's 20%. Still haven't connected beyond the three-point arc. They're 0 for 7. Free throws, 9 of 14. 21 turnovers. And the Tommies, 65 points. 22 of 56. That's 39%. 11 of 27 beyond the arc. That is an outstanding 41% on three-point shooting. That is crazy high. Came into this one shooting it as a team at 24%. Through three quarters at 41. And a perfect 10 of 10 from the line are the Tommies. Tommies only have 10 turnovers. 18 points off those 21 SJ turnovers. Rebounds, Tommies +8. Assists, 17-4 in favor of STU. Bench points, 28-4 in favor of the Tommies. Points in the paint, 18-10. Individual stats first for the Seawolves. Laura Preka, 7 points, 8 boards. Avery Allward, 6 points, 8 boards. Baker, Sprague, 4 points each. Lorena Preka, 2 points. Ainsley Green, 2 points. Green needs a big third quarter here, likely to fall out of top 5 in league scoring at least. Tommies, Kate Vidito, 16 points on the contest. Paige LeBlanc, 13. Charlie Connors, 9. Oshipko and Steve, 7 each. Regan Kerr, 3. Jeffrey, 3. Hanson, 3. Giesbrecht and Olton, 2 each. In terms of rebounds, it's Kerr with 10. Connors with 6. Assists, Connors has 4. Connors, 3 fouls. Really the only Tommy in foul trouble. And no one with 3 fouls for SJ. Seawolves control. Tommy's miss. Sprague. Laura Preka. Avery Allward. Reese Smith and Maddie Baker. And for the Tommies, it's back. Mostly the starting 5. It's Olton with Giesbrecht. Jeffrey, Vidito, and Steves. There's Giesbrecht. Good strong take from Mackenzie Giesbrecht. Can't get the shot to drop. There's Vidito. Off glass. Not sure that's the best look Vidito's had at the bucket today. Another offensive foul called as Alyssa Jeffrey stands in. Here comes Ainsley Green off the bench. It's going to be for Reese Smith. Giesbrecht again, a strong take. That one, Green got a hand on. Good defense by Ainsley Green. There's Avery Allward, stops, pops a 3. Rebound. I thought it was Giesbrecht, but it's Olton who comes away with the ball ahead for Steves. Steves tops and back rimmed. Regan Kerr set to check in for the Tommies. Green to beat the buzzer, it doesn't go, and foul on Laura Preka. You feel a little frustration in the Seawolves game. Here's Regan Kerr in for Claudia Steves. Jeffrey partially blocked. Olton saves it for Kerr. No rim though, so 2 to shoot. Vidito's got to launch one. That's going to be no rim, and that's going to be shot clock violation. Great work by Olton to save that. Would have been Tommy's ball to went out of bounds because it was tipped. But tough to know that from where Olton was. Nowhere to go from Sprague and no help, and Olton just takes that away. Green bats the Olton pass. Out of play. LeBlanc and Hansen in for Vedito and Giesbrecht for the Tommies. Kerr for Hansen, 5 to shoot. Oh, good defense by Laura Preka that time. And a reach-in foul. It's going to be Jeffrey or LeBlanc. It's going to be Alyssa Jeffrey. Alyssa didn't think so. Going to be crossing Joel Everett off the Christmas list for that one. Allward with the miss inside. Jeffrey by Allward up for LeBlanc. Kerr, Olton, Hansen waiting in the corner. Instead, it's up top for LeBlanc, who's got space. There's Hansen in the corner. Rebound fought for, but it's Ainsley Green who gets the board. You're the Seawolves down here. Thing you'd really love to see is start running something for Green. Get Green to see a couple field goals go in here. Be big for the confidence going into second semester. It's ahead for Kerr. Kerr blew a tire there on the way in, and it's the Seawolves come away with it. Pass from Allward over the head of Baker, who had the back turned to the basketball. And all kinds of player movement here. Let's wait till everybody settles down. And timeout, we'll get that out of the timeout. So as mentioned, we are in the middle game of 3 in a row against the Seawolves. Essentially, it's the singles are all done for the Tommies, and now it's the pairs. This pair against SJ just happens to be broken up by the Christmas break. Saturday, January 10th versus SJ. The 16th and 18th versus Mount A. And then the 14th and 15th in February. And that's it for home games for the Tommies. A single and 2 doubles, and that's the season for Stu. They also have 2 on the road against UKC, Crandall, and Mount St. Vincent at the very end of the year. Tommies, of course, in second place, looking like they will certainly move to 6-1, 1 game back of MSVU. Those games at MSVU at the end of the season loom large, of course, as do the other home games in February. I still think Mount A could be among that group for the top 3. Tommies have had their sights set on the bye. That's getting one of those top 2 lines. You don't want to play 3 in that championship weekend, and that will be at MSVU. End of February, 1st of March weekend, I think, as the calendar falls for that one. Might be the first full weekend in March. I'll have to look that one up, but it is at MSVU. And again, for the Seawolves, this is a tough stretch. 3 in a row against the Tommies. And then they go at Mount St. Vincent for 2. Host Mount A for 2. So a tough stretch against quality clubs. The Tommy team here has given them much difficulty today. Tommy's been shooting really well and forcing a lot of turnovers. Inbounded for Sprague. Shot clock violation there as Laura Preka doesn't get the shot off quite in time, just after the buzzer. Always love the energy that the Prekas bring. Play hard. Shipko reversed for LeBlanc for the three. Wasn't sure when Oshipko stopped it was the right decision. I thought Oshipko had an opportunity to go right to the bucket that time. It results in a good look for a three for LeBlanc, so credit Oshipko. There's Oshipko going to take the three. That one just off the mark. Rebound, Ainsley Green. Green must be around the rebound average or better in this one. Important if your shots aren't dropping, keep doing all the other things that you can do. Green certainly done that. Rebound, put back. Doesn't drop in for Reese Smith, and it's the Tommies under 4 to play and up by 44. In control of this one, out for Connors. Connors three doesn't go. Rebound Green. Preka. Against a bunch of white shirts, will draw a foul. It's going to go on Michaela Hansen. Green going to have to get the can opener out. Get that lid off the bucket. And there's Hansen with a triple. But you know what? A good time, though, actually, if you're going to have a bad stretch. Going into break, give you something to work through and work for, refocus, coming back out. Sure, we'll see Green back on the high scores list in no time. Discussion here about a jump ball or a foul. And a jump ball first. And that's going to be possession. SJ, timeout taken by SJ with 2:40 here. Coach Maria Gagnon wants to have a little discussion about finishing this one strong. And the importance of doing so, not giving up, staying positive, playing hard. Because it's the only thing she'll accept in the program. It's just the way it is. Seawolves ball. Tommy still with pressure. Lots of subs here. It is. That's Lorena Preka with Laura Preka. Avery Allward, Avery Sprague, and Ainsley Green. That's Green with the ball. There's Sprague. Off the Green pass. Rebound, Kenzie Giesbrecht with Grace Crawford. Nora Quinlan. Marley Olton and Regan Kerr. Batted around. Giesbrecht controls the loose ball. That one was tipped. Kerr with some space on the far side. On the drive. And that's into the hands of Preka. And there is Regan Kerr, who picks up a loose ball. Ahead for Crawford. Crawford back for Olton. Crawford beyond the arc. One little banker off the glass didn't go. And a little too aggressive that time from Regan Kerr. Good positive exchange there with Coach Connors. Outstanding defensive effort here by the Tommies. Giving up under 50 points a game. There's Green to get one to go. And open court, you can see what Ainsley Green can do. I think if I'm the Seawolves, I look to feed Green one or two more times here if I get the possessions. Crawford, front rim, rebound is for Green, jump ball. This should be possession Tommies, as SJ just had the last one. Indeed it is. Minute 25 to go. Inbounded for Quinlan. Or Quinlan, Mackenzie Giesbrecht back outside for Olton. 5 to shoot. Back, Giesbrecht's got to launch one. And no rim, that's going to be shot clock violation. As the Seawolves men are milling about, getting ready for their upcoming contest against the Tommy men. Bring you that one here when we get this one wrapped up. Kerr makes a three. Really positive game from Kerr and so many of the other Tommies. Allward for Green, and there's Green with another score. Little celebration after that. And the and one situation for Ainsley Green. So 5 late points here for Green. They feel good about that. A little positive to build off. 5 to shoot. Down low for Kerr. And Kerr, that foot moving before the ball went down that time. Ahead for Green. And there's another finish, Ainsley Green. 7 points in succession, I believe. Allward with a knockaway. Tommy's content to dribble this one out. Take a quick look at the game's leading scorers. It is Ainsley Green who ends up with 9 after those late 7. Laura Preka 7, Avery Allward 6. Green, Preka, and Allward each with 9 boards, if I'm reading that right. That is 9 boards. Tommy's led by Katie Vedito and Paige LeBlanc, 16 each. Charlie Connors has 9. And on the rebounding side, Regan Kerr ends up with 10. That'll do it from this one, 71-32. Thanks for tuning in to Tommy's women's basketball here in the first half. We're back at it in the second half on January 10th against these same Seawolves. So if you're a Seawolves fan, come on back then. ACAA.ca, ACAA TV for all your information. On behalf of everyone here at St. Thomas and the always amazing Alice in the producer's chair. Thanks for tuning in for this one. I'm Bill Gibson, wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. See you in the second half for women's basketball. Coming up just under 20 minutes, men's action. Flip it over to that stream. See you there.